Okay, well I've already done it now, so
All right,
we're already
okay.
we started streaming.
So why
again.
did you ask?
Well, I just thought it'd be polite. We're back again, at Spy and Pocket Gamer fans. We're going to be streaming video games, but we just wanted to double check and see whether or not the video is would go back into sync. We're hoping it will. If it doesn't, then, you know, I mean, you look at the nice game, not look at our mouths.
I thought we were streaming pictures of pugs.
Oh no, today is mainly just pugs.
Right, that's okay then. I was worried because, you know, I didn't really sign up for video games.
Yeah. Would go back into sync. It looks like the lag persists ever so slightly, but I don't think that that's going to be a massive problem. So what we will do is obviously we do have lag, and that's a bit of a pain. We'll try and work through that at some point. But you just need to look at the cool games and see Harry. Just Harry's face, really. You don't really need to see the words actually sync up, and you can listen to our words with your ears. All of that rambling, and I think it's time to begin. So, hello, welcome to Pocket Gamer and App Spy's Twitch channel here on Twitch, obviously, and we've got a picture of a pug on a skateboard. Why is that, Harry?
Because James isn't here and he does all the graphics. Yeah,
basically that's exactly right. I have gotten away with murder again because James is he's off. He's sunning himself, I'm sure, having a lovely time. That or retching up his guts. I think he's ill at the moment. So I've taken over, obviously, because I'm the most sensible other member of App Spy. Of course, there are only really 2 or 3 members of App Spy, so what does that say about Danny? What we're doing today is we are doing a top 5 best skateboarding games on iOS, and these are those top 5. And I've gone full board with how professional and cool this is going to look, so I'm going to add the first game and the words for the first game. They're going to appear on your screens right now, hopefully, and you'll see that it's the professionalism you'll have seen. The words run off into a different part of the screen that they probably shouldn't do. So I can't wait until James gets back. Basically, that's all I'm saying. I'm just waiting for James to come back. We are playing Tony Hawk's Shred Session first, and do you want to know the reason why, Harry? Go on. Come on now.
Is it because
here we go?
It's the least good?
Yeah, that's right. It's we decided to do an entire stream on the least good of the games. No, that's very facetious of you. It's actually that this week we are celebrating. I certainly am celebrating that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater originally came out on the PlayStation 1 in North America. It had its first release in North America in August 31st, 1999.
Right.
The slow march of death. So we are playing a whole bunch of skateboarding games, and this is the only currently available Tony Hawk's skateboarding game that you can purchase. Well, you can download.
Don't purchase it.
You might have to make some sorts of purchases at some point. It is a free-to-play game, and it is not available at the moment. So that was also a lie. Basically, it's currently soft-launched in New Zealand. Activision is currently fine-tuning making better this video game, and it's an endless runner. I don't know if you can see this. It's
an auto runner.
Yes, okay, it's an auto runner. All right, Harry. I can't believe I've invited you on here.
Professional voice of mobile video
Why do I do this to myself?
Then we have to say the right words.
Yeah, that's right.
People call us up on our sheet.
Yeah, up our sheet. So I've just leveled up. I'm now level 2.
Well done.
So that's pretty good. So there was originally. Now, do we know the story behind this? There was originally there's a new trick there. Buy the trick to continue. Buy something to continue, kids. Okay. There was originally a port of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I want to say 2, on iOS, and it only ever came out in America.
Only ever came out on iPhone.
And it was pulled. We're not sure why. I think it was because it was crap. But it also didn't have Bad Religion on it, which obviously most If you're going to do a skateboarding game, it is actually law that you have to...
I don't think any Tony Hawk's games ever had bad religion on it.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Which one?
It had Conquer the World on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Yeah, just you see what I'm doing at the moment, guys, is calling Harry up on his punk rock knowledge, because Harry's in an awesome punk rock band and likes punk rock, and then every once in a while I'll go, actually, I think you'll find that NoFX's 4th album was called whatever it was. What was...
So long and thanks for all the shoes.
Was it So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? So, if you are just joining us at the moment from the front page of Twitch, hello, this is Apps by and Pocket Gamers, playing skateboarding games and talking about old Californian punk rock bands that you probably don't listen to anymore. We're currently playing Tony Hawk's Shred Session. It's soft launched in New Zealand at the moment.
Yep.
And it's the only available Tony Hawk's game that you can actually get. Let's do survival or shred session, Harry.
Let's do a shred session.
Okay, dude.
Because there's no lettuce.
Yeah.
There's like no vegetables or anything.
There's nothing in
no
it.
coleslaw at the end.
Yeah.
It's
It's okay. Well, I mean that's going to be quite disappointing. So there's the Warehouse, Santa Monica, Storm Drain. Can't wait to play in there. The Docks and South Bank. Now South Bank is really cool. That's just well, if you're in America, that's just down the road from me, but in Bristol, in London. But if you're in the UK, then yes, you'll understand that that's 3 hours away. But South Bank is one of the coolest places, I think, in the world. Have you been there, Harry?
to the south bank of the River Thames.
Yes, where the skateboarding park is.
I have.
Ooh, have you?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I've been to the south bank, but I don't think I've been to the skate park.
Okay. Well, it's pretty.
Sorry.
It's pretty nice. It's really quite laid back, and there's all sorts of skateboarding types, and they're trying to close it at the moment because I don't know, the man.
Yeah.
Probably the man. I imagine it's the man.
Those kids are up to no good.
Doing all their sick ollies and grabbing fresh air and what else? Do you grab fresh air or sick air?
No, I think fresh air is just what you breathe if you're outside.
Right. Okay. Fine. So what we're doing here... Oh, yeah, I can do switches. So what I'm trying to do here, if it's not immediately clear, which it probably should be if you've played iOS games for more than 5 minutes, is basically I'm moving automatically down these 3 different channels. Oh, the session's over and Tony Hawk's put his hand on his hip like, oh, I'm going to do old for this, because he is. Basically what's happening is I'm moving forward automatically and swiping up or down or left or right or any other combination of things to do different tricks, pulling off different kick flips, heel flips, judo airs, grinds. Harry, help me out here, for God's sake.
Varial flips.
Yeah, varial flips.
Shove it.
You shove it.
Alright.
When I'm on... oh, I've crashed and blood's gone everywhere. I did not expect the amount of blood to come out then. That's actually quite... I've decapitated him. That's... And Tony Hawk's look... No, it's not... It's fine. He's fine. Get up, Tony. So the... oh, okay. So when I'm on a rail, I can actually transition between grinds, which is actually quite fun. I quite like that. I like transitioning between grinds. I'm just that kind of a guy. When I played Skate 1, 2 and 3, which I've played a lot of... when I was playing those, like, grind transitions were actually one of my favourite things to do, simply because they were kind of, like, quite hard to do. So, oh god, that was so good. Such a good game. Have you heard that Skate 3's, like, they've had to republish a whole bunch of Skate 3 games now? Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
They've had to do a reprint because that guy with the high voice on YouTube keeps, like, playing Skate 3. And, like, God bless him for doing so, because it's a great game. Maybe we'll get another Skate. Or, even better, a compilation of skate games in even more high definition. Oh, that'd be amazing. I would actually pay... Would you pay money for Skate 1, 2 and 3 as part of a bundle on like PS4 or X1 or PC or something like that? Would you not?
Me personally?
Yeah, would you?
I don't have any of those things.
Right, you don't have a... Okay, how are you talking to me if you don't have a...
I've got a Mac.
I don't know. Right, okay. Well, you chose wrong.
I'm on the phone.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So this is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater thingy, and it's the game that we've started the session off with. The session, obviously, because we're skate. Because because we are talking about the coolest skateboarding games, and it's all been kicked. Oh, it's all kicked off because Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was released a whole bunch of years ago today. What is it? 20 years ago today? No.
20 years ago.
No. Was it?
No, it can't be 20 years.
No, 15 years? 15 years? Yeah, 15 years ago.
Yeah, 15, yeah.
15 years ago today. So this is it. It's a sort of free-to-play, endless, auto skater, where you do lots of different tricks and stuff like that. And
in fairness, the Tony Hawk's games were also auto skaters. You didn't, like you went forwards automatically. Didn't
no,
you?
you had to hold the X button to crouch. I thought
that was the crouch, the jump, but that just sped you up. You automatically went forwards.
You did automatically. Yeah, that's true. You did actually go automatically.
So here we are going. You go automatically forwards on this sniffity. That in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Although
actually,
obviously you didn't just have 3 lanes where you could go.
Yeah, that's true. You could go to more places.
It's still bad.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, this isn't a brilliant game. I think it kind of encapsulates what Tony Hawk's is sort of all about now, i.e., chasing high scores and doing ridiculous things that you could never do in real life. But it doesn't really encapsulate the original game, which is still awesome, by the way. Like, I actually went back and played it. It still totally holds up. And Power Man 5000 is an amazing song. So I think no, it's not. So let's exit out of that because it's made me a bit sad. So let's go to the next game on the list. I think what I'll do is we'll swing heavily into True Skate. True Skate is, and I'm going to I'm putting up all sorts of cool little words next to it as well. Look how pro I am. We don't need James. We do need James. No, we do. Okay, no, we do need James. So True Skate, I don't know if you would agree with me. You probably wouldn't.
Not.
I think True Skate is the second best skateboarding game on iOS.
No, I think that's probably right.
Do you think that's probably right?
I think that's probably right.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here is this is the game. This game came out before Touch Grind 2, which, spoilers, is the best game. Is the best skateboarding game on iOS. Yeah. We've blown our load there, but. Doesn't matter.
That's the sort of thing we do.
It is. That is.
On our streams.
Oh, yeah. It's really hardcore. Like, it's really, really cool and very, very difficult. Or at least, and it was the most difficult skateboarding game. But it's difficult. It's challenging. It's not. The controls are actually rather quite flexible and sort of do a good impression of what skateboarding is about, like flicking the board about and with your feet and trying to pull off all sorts of cool tricks. And it doesn't.
It's with your fingers, not your feet.
Well,
are you doing it with your feet?
You can't see on the stream, can you? So yes, no, I am doing that on the stream, and it's very close to. I think, did I review this or did you review this?
I think I reviewed it.
Might have been.
What do you think? Yeah, someone reviewed it.
Yeah, so I think someone reviewed it, and I think it did rather well, because it's sort of like Skate, actually. Like it is rather it takes you about, I would say, about half an hour to an hour to get really used to the controls.
Yeah.
And then something just kind of clicks and you go, oh, and then you start pulling off really rad moves and understanding how the game works just a little bit better. And it's all about just sort of getting better from there, really. So I'm playing in the one park that is available when you originally made the purchase. This game has now gone free to play, sort of. Well, it's free, yeah, free to download. It's not really. It's not a free to play game, is it? It's
free to play. But that term doesn't mean that anymore.
No, it's not a freemium game. It's a free game that you can download, and you get a whole skate park that you used to have to pay money for, and then you can download more skate parks if you like. There you go. That's the. But they couldn't fit that onto the App Store description. I don't really know why.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
It is a bit of a. It's a bit gnarly. No. Anyone?
Well, I suppose.
Anyone?
It would be that.
Yeah, it's quite gnarly. Bodacious.
Definitely bodacious.
Definitely bodacious. My bodacious meter is off the charts. So let's. So what we can do with it is we're using the. We swipe on the right hand side to sort of push off, and then I flick my back tail, which is on the board, and then push the middle of the board to push the board back down, and that creates an ollie, and that's a fancy word for a jump, and a bunny hop if you were on a BMX.
Yeah.
And from there, you can do all sorts of sick tricks, such as that thing, which was a heel flip, and this thing, which is a kick flip. And from there, you can also do, I think that's a pop shove it. That's a very weak pop shove it. And you think, oh well, that's quite cool. I can do all these amazing little moves, and then you can get the board onto a rail. And the first time you actually manage to get the board onto a rail, it feels like I am a god, and it's amazing. Like you feel like you've actually kind of accomplished something.
You've actually done it in real skateboarding life.
Yeah,
that's how.
And you haven't broken every board.
You're not dead.
You haven't died. The local police force have not come after you and said, "What are you kids doing in this South Park? Are you smoking wacky backy?" Tunbridge Wells represent. So like, you haven't done any of that. You haven't broken your ankles multiple times. You haven't been beaten up by those slightly older kids that are also skateboarding, but don't seem to really be in it for the skateboarding, but are in it for the fact that they get to cause problems for the establishment, that sort of thing. So what do you think of the game? Because you've played it quite extensively, I guess.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah,
back when I was a lad.
Yeah, when you were 8 years old.
Yeah, it's got that. I mean, the thing that I think that it takes some getting used to as well is it doesn't have the same quirks of gravity as the likes of Tony Hawk. Where on Tony Hawk, you always used to land in the correct way. In this, it's actual gravity.
Yes.
And that takes quite a lot of getting used to. So, like, because on like the knobbly bits you have in the middle on Tony Hawk, you'd like go up it and then somehow magically come down it the same line and stuff.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't do that at all. And it reminds me of those tiny little skateboards you used to buy and play with your fingers.
Something deck. Is that right?
Yeah,
Tech decks?
Tech decks. There were a variety. I got the cheaper ones because I was a privileged child.
I would have got the cheap ones, yeah.
Well, man. Quiet. But it has that. You're right. It's a lot closer to skate than it is to the Tony Hawk's game, because obviously you've not just pushing buttons, but it's quite a way even from skate, because it's so the things you have to do to make the board do the flips and tricks are pretty much what you'd have to do with your legs if you were making them do that in real life.
Yeah,
which makes it kind of cool to master it, because it feels like, I'm actually quite good at this.
Yeah, I've actually got all right at this. Now, I haven't played this in a while, and because of that, I'm doing pop shove it after pop shove it after pop shove it, because it really does take a while to get back into the swing of things. Like I've totally got the basics back down and stuff, but I feel like, oh god, I feel like I'm not quite performing at my best. Well, I'm certainly not performing at my best.
You're not quite stream level, is that what you're saying?
That's right, yeah. Not quite sort of... I feel like I'm embarrassing myself again in front of the Amps by audience, which, of course, you will have seen me yesterday embarrass myself by... Oh, did a little stall, a tail slide, and down the ramp. There we go. That was quite nifty, actually. Oh, no, ran some stairs. You will have seen me embarrass myself yesterday on the stream. I managed to get beaten by my girlfriend multiple times in video games. I should add. There's no problem. There's no physical problem there in terms of like violence. Yeah, there's nothing like that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, managed to get completely whooped in every single game that we played.
Excellent.
See, this is
still hurt.
It does, yeah. This is why you shouldn't have women in video games, because they'll beat your ass at video games. I'm joking, obviously, for anybody who is well. Most of our sort of regular viewers will know that we like to have a laugh, don't we? We like to have
a joke.
Have a little joke around, don't we? Yeah, banters, mate, banters.
Just talking about.
Yeah, just talk about video games, really, and.
It's usually not about video games.
It's not, is it? What were we talking about the other day? We were talking about obviously you were on the Monster Hunter stream, which we do every Friday, and you were doing that the other day. Obviously James was away, so we went mad and just ended up talking about pants.
But yeah, we basically talked about pants while two big kids beat up all the monsters.
Yeah, we reaped the rewards. So that was, I mean, that's quite exciting. This is basically what you want to hit that follow button for. Since you're watching us on Twitch, like you hit that follow button underneath the stream and you're like, you know what, I love iOS games and I want to hear a few idiots talk about them every day. 5 PM we start streaming UK time, 9 AM I want to say Eastern or Pacific, no, Pacific, and 12 Eastern, and midnight / 2 AM if you're in Australia, depending on where you are in Australia. So I really like this game. Like, I think it's awesome, and you can do some really cool things with it. I think it's not a perfect game, and I think the fact that it's gone free to play recently, and like all of the extra parks are up there for purchase, I think that kind of highlights for me what was wrong with it as a paid game. Like, you get quite bored of this area.
Yeah, like I'm bored
eventually.
Of it now. You've been playing for what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And it's just a bit like it's real fun, but there's none of the exploration that a real that Skate has.
Yes.
Where you go, you skate around and you find new lines, and like all the lines here are kind of obvious. They're sort of laid out because it's a skate park. Whereas the cool thing that Skate did was it gave you those huge areas to explore. And to work out your own lines, and even Tony Hawk did that as well with some of the levels that were, finding out stuff. And eventually,
yeah, absolutely, and you'd be rewarded in Skate by finding the guy who was in My Name Is Earl. That was he was a
pro skater.
Bit of a treat, wasn't it? Is he an actual pro skater, or did they just sort of like
won the championships and stuff before he became an actor?
No.
True fact.
No way. Wow. There we are. Oh, I've got onto it. Done a crooked grind. Nice little rail slide out afterwards. Go on. Smith grind. You can muck about with the physics somewhat. Like, it is generally quite. I'd say it's pretty accurate most of the time in terms of physics, but because it's a physics engine, sometimes you can trick it. I've managed to fall out of the universe once in this, which was quite an achievement. And I did think about keeping the high score that I got out of it, but I just thought I probably shouldn't feel bad for doing something like that. Yeah, it's and we've fallen down.
We used to be able to, on Tony Hawk's, you used to be able to put cheats on for infinite grinds and stuff, and I had friends who would leave it on one of the fountains in the airport levels, I think, and we'd just go around and we'd just leave it for whole days.
Incredible.
Grinding around forever.
Incredible. And just that'll show my mates when they come around next. What? 1 billion points? How did that happen? So what else can we do? We can change the grip image. We can of our skateboard. We can change the deck image. We can do all sorts of good stuff like that. And we can also buy new skate parks. I should probably show you a bit of the extra skate park area. So we're currently in the underpass. There's in terms of more parks, there's the SLS 2013. Do we know what that is?
Sounds like a boat. I'm just guessing. I've got my eyes closed and I get a bit scared.
It's something like that. Yeah, I guess it must be. Then there's Double Infinity, Portland, the Factory, all sorts of really cool little places that you can download and unlock. 69 pence a go, whatever. Not bad, I suppose. So that, I think you'll find, is actually, thank you, is True Skate, and it's pretty good. And like I say, I think it's the second best skateboarding. Number 2 skateboarding game on iOS, I think. And currently it is free, so you can't say fairer than that, then, can you? Especially if you've got a Lisp. So what we're going to play next is that was a terrible joke. Transworld.
Can't say that if you anyway.
Okay. So I'm sorry. I've had too many fizzy drinks today. Transworld Endless Skater. Now, Harry, now let's not fight, okay? Let's not fight this time.
Well, no, because you've agreed with me.
Well, yes, I have. So Transworld Endless Skater, it features Danny Way, Sean Molto, Ryan DeCenzo, all of these other household names. and there's adverts at the bottom. So Danny Way is, as far as I understand, actually quite well known in the world of skateboarding. Is that right? Yeah.
I think they all probably are in the world of skateboarding.
I think in the world of skateboarding, yeah, I don't think they rocked up to somebody skating in a Tesco car park and went, do you want to be in...
Do you want to be in Transworld the Skater?
Do you want to be in Transworld the Skater? Like, do you want to... Yeah, mate. Oh, God, yeah, let's unlock the heel flip. So, we're unlocking tricks. It's a free-to-play game. It's got music by No Sleep Records, which is a sort of punk label outside of... I think it's actually a Californian punk rock label. I think it's from...
Some of the bands are Canadian.
Oh.
It's got Swellers on them, and they're
Canadian. Then...
but that, you know, bands can sign to any record label they want.
That's true. That's true. No, I mean, it's the 21st century. And, okay, so, here we are. We are... What do I have to do? So we've got a new mission. Catch 100 meters of air in a single run. Combo any 2 flip tricks in a single combo. Combo any flip trick to any grind. So what you'll see on the screen now is that Hard Feelings by Major League on No Sleep Records has just come up. That's the song that is playing right now. Sorry, Twitch, if we get pulled up on this for including actual proper music. So yeah, I hope we don't get pulled up on that. I'm sure we won't. I'm sure it'll be fine. You have 4 different buttons on the screen at any one time, and those buttons are oh god, blue. They are blue, green, red, and yellow. Yellow makes you go forward faster. It's kind of like a crouch. In fact, it is a crouch. It's not kind of like anything. This is going so poorly at the moment. The blue button. Oh, I've fallen into the universe. The blue button grinds. And will... The blue button grinds, the green button does a little grab, and the... Yes, got up there. And the red button changes lanes. Yeah, changes lanes. And there are 3 lanes, and you skate between them, and you must try to get a high score. Now, Harry, you and I had a discussion about this on...
We did,
on the Pocket Gamer podcast. Yes. Now, I wasn't a big fan of this when I was playing this on iOS. iOS, you absolute lemon. On iPhone.
I'll finish your sentence.
Wasn't a massive fan. Oh, there's a big advert for Sin City 2. That looks... Oh, it's got Frank Miller, the racist, in it. Fantastic. Go away. So, yes, it's... I wasn't a massive fan of it on iPhone. I quite like it on iPad, but so what? Is there a major difference between the 2 versions? Would you say?
I think the major difference is just the screen real estate set aside for the buttons, because they appear to have changed it though. Because when I played it on my iPad and when I reviewed it, there weren't physical representations of the buttons like there are now.
Yeah,
they were just like large gaps, and you had to know where you to put your finger, which I quite liked because I've got big thumbs that just
big thumbs.
Go where they want.
You've got base-sized thumbs, haven't you?
Yeah, and I like it. It sort of captured that. It does the auto-running skateboarding thing better than Shred Session.
Yeah, definitely.
It just feels a bit more exciting and a bit more. And you get to the levels are random, but there is plenty of repeated sections. So
how do you mean?
You get to know that if you can see a certain thing coming up, then you know what's going to come after it. If you see what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So they're like not always they're never in the same order, but they're always the same like chunks of bit. Like there's a bit where there's the ramp up to and you jump over that, and then it drops down into the grey concrete bit, and you can grind along there and then trick out of that and stuff like that. So you get to know when and where you have to do your big tricks and stuff, and it's fun working that stuff out. And it's not super duper brilliant.
No,
it's not. It's probably the 3rd best skateboarding game on iOS.
Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other one is basically the same game in fairness. They are almost identical.
But simpler, and I would argue ever so slightly better. But of course, it is a matter of taste. So obviously, I don't want to alarm anybody on the stream who is watching on the stream, but I did jump through a window earlier, and it did say that we'd pranked the school obviously we hadn't pranked the school, we destroyed public property. Just don't smack guys. Come on,
girls. Don't.
Yeah.
Just.
But let's be honest.
If you want to.
Yeah.
But don't blame us.
No, don't. Yeah.
For.
We're not saying don't go to your nearest school and smash a window. We're saying don't go to your nearest school, smash a window, and like say Harry and Pete made us did it.
Yeah.
Not because like we don't want to go to jail. I mean, obviously we don't want to go to jail, but simply because that would ruin our reputations. And
we won't be here next week.
Yeah, exactly. So
you'd miss us.
Yeah.
Well, you'd miss Peter. You probably know how it's gone. But...
Well, I think people would probably miss you a little bit more, simply because. It's
just because I take up more screen.
Simply because I think it's because really, like, I've become a known face on the hold on on the stream. I've become a known face, not in general life. Like, don't walk down the street. Oh, what are we going to get an advert for now? Hold on, very exciting times. It's currently a blank screen.
Wow.
It's an advert. I think it's an advert for white pieces of paper. Fantastic. So we are playing at the moment, if it's not obvious from the incredibly well put together PNG image that is sort of covering part of the screen. Yep, we're playing Transworld Endless Skater, and this is You Must Not Be From Around Here by the Mixtapes.
The mixtapes are quite good.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Where are they from? Are they Canadian as well?
No, I think they're American.
Okay. So what sort of stuff do they do? Like,
anyway, sorry, I was geeking out for a moment.
What sort of stuff do they do?
Just kind of good noise.
Punky poppy or
punky poppy? Yeah, it's all punky poppy.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Oh, and I've fallen over. So yes, when I played the iPhone version, I didn't think it was all that, and I don't think it's amazing. I don't think Transworld Skater is amazing, but I think there's two things to take into consideration. One, definitely always depends how you're playing a game, like the actual platform. It can make a big difference, I suppose, especially for a game that's like this. And obviously, you know, making both versions just as good as one another, that's on them. But like, you know, at the same time, you know, sometimes it is worth playing both versions just to double check. Yeah, I think that this iPad version's a little bit better. But the other thing is that we're including this on this stream. We're not being massively, like, you know, super enthusiastic about it. There's a lot of shite skateboarding games on iOS. A lot of really bad ones. What's that? There's a Mike V's downhill having a fun time.
Just going on a skate, I don't know.
Mike V's just going on a skate.
Yeah. Doing a skate is the game.
Yep, doing a skate 2, Flappy Revenge. There's a what's the other one? There's Matt Hoffman's Pro Skater. No, that's why it's so bad. He's not a very good. He's not a very skate. Yeah, he's just like I like playing on my bicycle. Come on. Is he still alive?
Well, I've not seen him around for a while.
Every year he tries to do the biggest vert ramp ever, and every year I watch it, and every year I think to myself, what are you doing, Matt Hoffman? You must be 75 years old now. Like, how can your frail body survive?
Maybe he's a robot.
It's possible. I'm not taking it out of the equation. Now, one of the things I must say that I found a little bit difficult about this game, regardless of platform, is knowing which things I can grind and which things I can't grind.
Yeah, lane, sometimes like you get lost in the lanes and like you think there's a trick coming up and you can't actually, and you don't land it. And yeah, but again, that part of, see, I kind of like that. I kind of like having to learn the patterns and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Like, and I think when we move on to the next game, I think it'll be kind of obvious as to why I like that one a little bit better. And it's mostly because I'm a big dum-dum, and I prefer sort of simpler games when it comes to endless action or auto action games. But I think this is pretty good fun. It is free to play. So you do unlock tricks, you do get access to more stuff, different skaters, that sort of thing, and you can earn it all, I believe. You don't have to pay any money.
It gets quite grindy though. If you don't like the look of this stage,
Harry, hold on, Harry. It becomes quite what?
Grindy.
Oh no!
Oh,
Harry! Oh, he's done everybody. Oh, this is why you get the big bucks. So, oh my word, that was a large jump. So yeah, yes, it does get quite grindy. What do we mean by that? Kind of.
Well, it's the same. You know, if you don't like the look of this stage that we're playing right now, and you're not willing to pay, then you're not going to like it. Because I think I played it. I put quite a lot of hours into it without putting any money in, and was still on this stage.
Yeah, which people gotta eat. I understand. Yeah. I understand that. I keep hitting the wall, so we're going to exit out of that before I make a complete butt of myself. So let's go out of that. Oh, get rid of these. What are these all doing? Oh, there's the pug from earlier. So what's the other thing that we can play? There's 2 more games that we're going to play. We're going to play Epic Skater right now. This is my preferred auto skatey video game. That's the official term for them.
Yeah.
I've played it once today, so I've got my little daily reward. Come back for a little bit of extra currency. Look how rad this guy is, Harry. The red hat, the red t-shirt, the red board with this sort of like Land of the Rising Sun logo with that sort of like sunburst sort of visual effect.
I like that one.
Did you?
First guitar.
What kind of guitar was it?
Oh.
An electric one?
It was an electric guitar. It was white, like creamy white with that on the Stratocaster shape.
Oh, it's very nice.
It's obscure Japanese, a Japanese make that I bought from a dodgy cash converters place.
Nice,
so there you go.
Nice. Other shops of sadness are available, of course. Not many though. So what I'm doing with this game is so unlike Transworld Endless Skater, you're just going down the one channel in this one, and the idea is that you are skating along and you go really, really fast, and then you jump over big jumps, and then you get tricks, and then you get points. And the higher the point score, the better. So kind of like Transworld Endless Skater, but you're only on the one plane in this one, so you only got to think about going on one sort of. You've just got to go on the x-axis, there's not like multiple x-axes, so there's no depth or anything like that.
No,
can you have multiple x-axes? Is that possible? No. So, and it's very, very simple. One button controls. So you press down on the screen to crouch, you release to jump, and you flick as you are releasing, and that gives you like a kick flip or something like that. And if you want to grind, all you need to do is land on the actual area where the rail is. It just grinds for you automatically. Really, you've just got to kind of keep in. Oh, smash! You've got to keep in mind that if you do a trick, you better have time to land it. Unlike what I just did there. Which was hurt my body in some serious ways that I would probably never recover from.
Already, like, quite awfully deformed anyway. That's not normal.
It's not normal, is it? So, do you think he gets bullied at school? That's why this is it. This is why he lashes out. He's always like, I
thought he was skating. It's not lashing out particularly, is it?
No, but he's like writing on the board at the end of the day, I'm all cool and stuff.
He's not actually writing anything though, is he? He's just kind of gyrating next to the board.
Maybe he's pretending to be a mime. Maybe he's in mime class.
This is all like in his mind.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, and now instead of a tree, I'm going to be name a skater, quick.
Go.
That
Brazilian one.
Go.
Bob Burnquist.
Bob Burnquist, there you go. He's the one with the hat. Now we're seeing another advert for a video game. So yes, this is a free-to-play game. It's advertising another free-to-play game, which is... what game is it that we're giving free advertising to? Racing Rivals.
Ooh. Check it out.
Check that out.
Don't bother.
Don't bother. Have you played... right, it's taking me out there. Oh god, it's all gone terribly wrong. It's asking me to do all sorts of stuff.
When James is around.
Stop it. Oh,
did you honestly just get a low battery thing?
I sort of did.
Is your iPad going to run out of battery?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The amount of time. Oh, the game has completely crapped out on me. So let's exit to the main menu. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure.
Yes.
So let's. Have we done that? Have we exited to the main menu? Yes. It's not letting me. So let's exit out of that.
This game has some stability issues, guys.
Yes, it absolutely does. So this is coming out of Congregate, which, as you probably know, is the thing that you do if you're still in school and have access to the internet and a PC. Instead of doing actual IT work, you go to Congregate and you play Chopper, or you play what else? What can you play? You play sort of mildly racy, sexy RPGs that will eventually get you kicked out of the school, as what happened to somebody that I went to school with.
I got kicked out of school, but I'm not going to bring that up on this stream.
Yeah, but you probably got kicked out for awesomeness. This guy got kicked out for looking at nude anime ladies.
No, it wasn't that.
Right, well, there we are.
It's just too much of a swagger.
Yeah, too much swag,
Yeah.
spelt with an E. So what I can also do is I can manual if I touch and hold the screen to the left, and I can also do a nollie. I believe it's not a nollie. What's it called?
I don't know.
Nose manual.
Nose manual.
Which is the opposite of a manual. Oh, didn't finish the trick. So I didn't manage to finish the trick there. I could keep going if I want by drinking Epic Energy Drink.
Obviously,
but I'm not going to. So the reason I like this is that it's much simpler. It feels like much more accessible in terms of its play. It's one button. You can play it. You can play it super easily. You can play it in the middle of a shopping store. You can't quite do that with Transworld Under Skater.
Store.
That's right. Generic shopping store. Let's have a free spin. So let's see what those extra bonuses will do. But yeah, it feels more accessible. So you think this is the 4th best skateboarding game, is that right? Or do you think it's much lower than that?
Actually, I'd have put Penny Skateboarding in here, but we didn't get it.
We couldn't get that. No. We couldn't get that.
Again, it's a similar sort of thing. It's sort of almost rhythm based. It's Penny, but anyway, we're not going to talk about that.
No, it's fine. We can talk about.
No, it's fine. No, because that's literally all I remember about it.
Right. Well, okay. Well,
but this again, fair enough. It's more accessible, but it looks a bit boring.
It does look a bit boring. When things get a bit faster paced, it's quite exciting, and you're doing all sorts of forward flips and going through tunnels, and it's
going through tunnels.
Going through tunnels is
USP on this.
Well, that is quite exciting. For me, going through a tunnel. Do you ever go through there's this car racing game which made the thing destroy itself earlier. I think I hate you, car racing rival game. Exit please. Racing rivals live for live opponents, real competition. No one cares because they've already played CSR. I don't like that game. So, but yeah, this skateboarding game I quite like. It's more accessible, much more sort of. It looks more fun. Do you think?
I think the other one looks more fun. I think this one looks like a kiddie skateboarding game for people who aren't cool and rad. I'm saying you're not cool and rad.
Well, I mean, this is something I've had to come to grips with throughout my entire. I was going to say adult life, but just life, really. Yeah, no, I don't think I am cool. But what I like to do with tunnels is when I go through one in a car, I like to hold my breath for as long as possible. And
Really?
if you can get to the end of the tunnel without breathing, then you win a prize.
When we go over like train tracks in cars, I always have to lift my feet off the ground, like off the bottom of the car.
Why?
It's just a thing. Like we used to do it. Like me and my friend who was driving at the time, we always just used to do that.
Used to take his feet off both the brake and the accelerator.
That's don't do that either.
Don't do, guys. Don't like break a school window. That's fine, but don't muck about in cars. They're not as fun. They're not as fun really as smashing school windows. Oh god.
Don't smash school windows.
Don't do that either. So
don't do anything bad.
Don't do anything that we're doing, guys. Yeah. Come on. I am keeping an eye on the chat. If you have joined us since we last said this, then this is Pocket Gamer and App Spy's stream Twitch stream, we are playing the best iOS skateboarding games available, because we are sort of vaguely celebrating the fact that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater originally came out in America on the PlayStation 1 15 years ago today, and we played a Tony Hawk's game, Tony Hawk's Shred Session or something, earlier. We've played True Skate, we've played Transworld Endless Skater, and we are currently playing whatever the heck this is, Epic Skater.
A very memorable game.
Very memorable. I like Epic Skater. I think it's totally awesome. Another advert there for another racing game. Ooh, you can, I believe, you can get rid of adverts by making a purchase, and it certainly incentivizes you to do that.
Yes.
So that's a thing, and the game's crashed out again. So that's, I think, where we're going to leave Epic Skater.
In a ditch.
In a ditch. So we'll come to the pièce de résistance, I feel.
Le mot juste. I mean that. The good skateboarding game.
Yeah, oui. This is Touch Grind Skate 2. And for me, this is the best skateboarding game on iOS. And one of the best skateboarding games ever, I think. There you go. Put that on the back of the box that it doesn't have, because obviously this is a digital game.
Sorry.
I know, I've gone all over the shop. So I am keeping an eye on the App Spy and Pocket Gamer chat. Hello to everybody who's in there. Sorry I haven't been able to sort of make too much reference to what's been going on. I have been keeping an eye on it out the corner of my eye, and so has Danny, who is our community manager. App Spy, who is in the chat at the moment. What's he doing? He's
posting videos of SSX.
Posting videos of SSX, which is exactly really what you're after. So we've got all sorts of people in the chat, and you're all lovely, all wonderful, all App Spy and Pocket Gamer regulars. We do love you. We really do appreciate you coming back every.
You guys are ace. You're better
seriously, like. Yeah, like you guys really do make this channel, so we do appreciate you coming along. And if you are new to the stream, then make sure you hit that follow button. We play iOS games Monday through to Friday here on Twitch, 5 PM UK, 9 AM Pacific, and 12 Eastern, and 12 till 2 in the morning, depending on where you are in Australia.
But the time zones are available.
They are, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm seeing in the chat here, Major Malfunctions talking about SSX Tricky being the best snowboarding racing game ever made. I might agree with you there. I think it is pretty good, and I think SSX 3 absolutely pooped the bed. There you go. Controversial opinion, but
I think the Cool Borders series was better.
Right, Harry, have you played Cool Borders recently?
I haven't played any games recently. I don't really like games.
No, they're quite gauche.
Yeah. I just sit around making turnip stew.
So, I obviously
Cool
that is a
Borders I don't know.
Cool Borders.
That's it. There's no argument.
No, it wasn't even as good as Snowboard Kids on the Nintendo 64. There, boom. I've just rocked everybody's world by saying that.
No, not really.
Snowboard Kids was actually pretty good.
Remains unrocked.
So here was the idea of Snowboard Kids. It was a snowboarding game, right? Think about that for a second. Snowboarding game. Going down a mountain. Going down a mountain.
Yeah,
there were kids. Yeah, there were absolutely kids with it. But here was the hook.
Oh,
there were laps. Think about how that works. I.e., it doesn't. So that was a pretty good game, and it had power-ups because it was basically trying to be Mario Kart at the same time. But never mind snowboarding. Snowboarding's for winter, and it's still sort of summery, autumny time.
Dreams and hope.
Yep.
The others are safely in the north. It's all fine.
Yep. Is that a reference to something?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. So we're playing Touch Grind Skate 2 at the moment, as the incredibly awkward PNG on the video shows, and basically this is a premium game, and so obviously you'll be paying some money for this. I think it's worth it. In fact, I think it's well worth it because
totes worth it.
Totes worth it, because you get this cool skate park. and you get to do all sorts of rad tricks around it. But you also get, I think it's 4 more skate parks, I want to say?
Say it then. We just did.
Okay. 4 more skate parks, which is pretty good, and I think there's more to come. So let's go back to the menu. So we were in my backyard there. Not my backyard, obviously I don't have a backyard, I live in a flat. This is the car park, and the car park is like the next step up. And what I love about all of these stages is that when you go to the next area, it feels like a mammoth step up. You feel like, how am I meant to trick off any of this stuff? And then you gradually learn it. You get to understand, oh right, this is a good line, this is a good line, this is how I, you know, whip this skateboard up here, this is how I stall on here. Like, they all feel like a big challenge, the next big challenge. And the train yard level, which was added later as a sort of like, we promise we will add this, like 5th stage, is like one of the hardest things I've ever played. Like, it's so tough. A little bit too tough, even, I would say.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I had a little cry.
Just a
only
little bit.
only a small one though, Harry. Come on.
No, I'm not. No, I wasn't.
No, come on. So yeah, like, but I think it's really, really awesome that it's got like so much content, and the control method is basically, this is like Skate. So you've got 2 fingers on the board at any one time, and that makes your board move forward. To jump, you need to move your... So let's say you're playing right-handed. You've got your middle finger in the middle of the board, and your first finger on the back of the board. On the tail of the board, one might say. And to do an ollie, what I'm going to do now... Here we are. What I'm going to do now is lift up my middle finger, and then lift up my first finger, one after the other. So there we are. So we do a little ollie, which, as we've established, is a jump.
Yes.
And to get a grind, you need to press down somewhere on the board. So I'm going to try and not make a complete ass of myself. There we are. I managed to press the nose of my board and land my second finger onto the middle of the board, and that meant I did a nose grind.
Well done.
So it's really intricate, and from there you can do lots of different things. So if I want, I can do kickflips and heel flips by moving my middle finger and swiping it right, and then doing the same ollie action. That gives me a kickflip. I can do the reverse, and that gives me an awkward heel flip. And then from there I can also do all sorts of, you know, ridiculous stuff like inward double kickflips and impossibles, and all sorts of other things that will take you a good long while to figure out how to do. But it is really good fun, and there are all sorts of like hidden tricks as well. You can do nose stalls, you can do what can you do? Yeah, rock stalls, and you can also like transition from grind to grind if you're like smart enough with it all. You can sort of flip the board, which is quite, as in forward, and you end up, I think it counts it as like an impossible, but it feels like it's maybe like a forward flip. Let's see if I can do that. Can I do that? Oh, no, I just lost the board entirely. So, and as you're skating around, what you end up doing is you complete challenges which have been pinging off at the top of the screen, and those kind of unlock and give you access to more items, to different types of gear, to different skate parks, and if you get different medals in the different modes and stuff like that, then you're going to end up with like really cool extra stuff, like new, you know, like I say, new parks, new tech, all that sort of stuff. But you don't get better in terms of statistics. There's no upgrade path like Tony Hawk's had or anything like that. It's you get better at the game yourself. Like, you've got to put the hours in to actually master this thing. I put about, I would say, 20 hours into this game.
Good.
So,
well done.
And
I'm proud of yourself.
do you know what? I am fairly
See, I think
proud
the
of
thing
myself.
that Touchgrind 2 does is that it mixes the good stuff that True Skate does and the good stuff that the likes of Skate and Tony Hawk's do, and it puts them together into this big melange of just deliciousness.
Yeah, there's a bit. It feels like there's a bit of magnetism to the board, for example.
It's got that, those, like I was saying before, it's got those transitions where you go up one thing and magically come down at the other side. Like when you jump into that little green bowl, you sort of transition into it well, rather than in the likes of True Skate, where you sort of have to pray that it goes in the right place and you don't just end up breaking all of your fingers and legs and arms and stuff. So it's got that. It's as difficult to learn as True Skate, but you can still do sort of proper ridiculous things in it, which I think is what sets it apart, is what makes it the best skateboarding game on iOS.
Yes, and I do feel like this is absolutely the best one. Obviously, it is paid, and so you will need to fork out. I believe it's like a couple of quid, if that.
I think it's like £3. I think
£3.
It might have been more expensive than that. As I know, this is like the stuff you should check out yourself as the host.
Well, I'm just learning, Harry. I'm just listen.
No, that's fine. Just don't bring me into your shambles.
Well, yes, this is true. I have rather screwed this up. But there is. I've just done a dark slide, so that's more than made up for it.
Yeah, that's what people came to see.
Dark slides. Like, so time's up on this competition run. I've managed to get 224,000, whatever. I haven't done particularly well there. But what I can do is I do believe that I can go to. Is there a free session? Can I go to a free session? Can I do that? What if I press this button? Jam session. So best line score. So don't you love jam?
I do. Before some real nice raspberry jam. It's from Yorkshire.
Really?
Yeah, it's so good. My girlfriend bought it, and she bought me some marmalade, but then she ran away. So now I eat all the jam.
Right. Okay. How's that worked out?
I've got all the jam.
Oh yeah, that's so well.
And I've got the marmalade. And I'm cripplingly lonely.
So
she hasn't run away properly. She's coming back. It's fine. Don't worry about me. I'm not like touting for another lady friend in the chat. But if there are any.
Yeah. So let's hit OK there. I'm gonna make sure that we've got our pug well represented in our new sticker that we're going to put together. So I'm currently editing my little board at the moment, and I've put a little custom-made sticker onto the board, and what that's meant is that I have got my cool little board, and hopefully that will show up. Yes, that will. There we are. Do I need to add it? Oh, I needed to add it manually. Well, there we are. So there we are. I've just manually added my little pug there, and created a sticker, and personalised my experience. And I'm going to go into the jam session now. So jam session's a bit like free skate mode, but you can do all sorts of different things, such as. This is the big list of tricks, right, that I need to do, the challenges that I need to pull off. So I finished, do 5 360 tricks in 30 seconds. Do 2 kickflips in the same jump. Tip, at least one of them needs to be late. So, for example, I can do this and then do it again. And yes, I've just about landed it, so it ticks off that achievement. And I can go through all of these challenges and knock all of them off, basically, and I unlock cool new things. Double heel flip when having 2x multiplier. So again, like, there are multipliers in the game which boost up your scores, and if you want to go ahead and get some sort of extra challenges going, then you'll need to learn how to put everything together so that you can do really long combos and like have big strings of tricks together that will you are right to go because a little bit naughty there. Because that's cool. Like this is how how lines get made. It's not really the Tony Hawk's like I'm going to manual from this to this to this to this to this forever. It's really like you've got a few seconds really to call it a line between one thing to a next thing to another, without having to like link up everything with like a nose manual or anything or anything like that. And it kind of understands that, and it gives you a little bit of time to get that multiplier up higher and make a really impressive run. And once you have done a really impressive run, so I tell you what, let's do something that is impressive. Let's what should we try and do? Should we try and I don't know. No, I completely screwed up. Let's find somewhere really fun to actually go. So if we tap the button at the top right, we can figure out where we want to go in this skate park, and we can place ourselves anywhere we like. So what I'm going to do, I feel, is place us here,
Yep.
And then I'm going to go over here and get to the top of this little fun box, I believe they're called. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the button again, and in the bottom left you'll see that there's set restart position. I can tap that, and now if I go down here, oh, I've completely mucked that up, but that's okay, because I've set, as you can see, a little green marker there on the map. I've set a little position there, so when I hit restart, I automatically go back to the one position that I quite like, and then I can try to get my cool trick off of the ground, and hopefully I'll be able to land it. There we are, fantastic. And we went down a really big pole, as some of the people in the chat have been talking about. Slightly different pole to the stuff that the chat's been talking about, but still a pole. I really like it. You can make your you can make your board look really cool. The controls are really excellent, and it just feels like a really well made, well put together skateboarding game, and it is definitely the best that the App Store has to offer.
I'm just going to take a moment here, if that's all right, Peter.
Go on.
And talk about a possible pretender to the throne.
Okay.
There is a game on the way called Skater.
Okay, and what's Skater about?
It's similar in style to both touchscreen and True Skate. It's just, you've got your board and you flick it around with your fingers, but it also has some kind of cool multiplayer stuff going on in it.
Oh,
so
naughty.
you like create lines. It's more open world, so you've got quite a big playground. You find your own lines, create them, and then you can challenge your friends across various social networks to try and beat these tricks, which I think sounds pretty interesting.
That sounds, if one might say, dopalicious.
No.
No. I feel like the terminology of skateboarding is somewhat rubbed off on me, so I feel like I can get away with saying stuff like that. Do skateboarders say that sort of stuff?
I don't think anyone has ever said dopalicious. If I'm honest, I think that's new. I think that's something fresh and exciting. Maybe the App Spy chat room can take it out there.
Dopalicious.
Spray paint it on schools.
You know what? If you you could do that. If you want to use the word dopalicious, and you do use dopalicious in your social media activities, make sure to CC in at AppSpy, which is our Twitter handle, and because we'd love to see everybody using the phrase dopalicious. Dopalicious. And try and say it as well to the elderly, because they won't know what you're talking about, and they'll assume that you're some sort of cyberpunk. So I think this is coming towards the end of our stream. I feel like we've played some really awesome skateboarding games, and we've been joined by some really lovely members of the community. I'm just looking at the chat now. Where have we got? We've got Margio saying, "Play a True Skate. You should have turned up earlier." You should have turned up earlier, Marjorio. Vispheric is in there as well. Kill Bill. We've got Waving People, as always. Zombuzz, James Lee. Oh, all sorts of lovely people. So it really is great for you guys to turn up each and every day. We stream Monday to Friday. We stream at 5 o'clock UK time, 9 AM Pacific, and 12 Eastern, and 12 till 2 AM, depending on where you are in Australia. So do come and join us for that tomorrow. If James isn't all poorly, and he is poorly, so bless him. Bless James. He's a little bit poorly. He's not dopalicious.
Usually is.
He's the most dopalicious. He's my inspiration for dopaliciousness. He's not well, but hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, and regardless of whether or not he is back tomorrow, we will be doing Eye on the App Store, where we play all of the amazing iOS games that you should give any sort of a poop about 24 hours early, 24 hours before you can actually get them. So do join us for that. Tomorrow, Thursday, we are recording the podcast again, which is a different podcast, obviously, not the same podcast twice. That'd be a really boring Twitch. Yeah, we're going to do a different one. Push the boat out. And Friday, Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
we do Monster Hunter. I've got a new pair of trousers, which is good, because I was naked in the last one. So yeah, Monster Hunter Fridays, come and join us for that as well. And yeah, appspy.com is the website that you want to turn up to, as well as pocketgamer.co.uk, which is where my good pal Harry Slater, the reviews editor of Pocket Gamer, edits and writes for. Where can we find you online, Harry?
At Harry Slater on the Twitters.
Oh, yeah, Harry Slater.
That's it. I'm also Harry Slater PG in the Twitch, so add me on that as well. We'll
Oh,
talk about things we like. We'll,
that sounds fancy.
Maybe take you out for coffee.
Yeah, if you could get in touch with him via Twitter and say ASL. I think that's really all I ever did with chat.
People say that, I think. I don't know what it means.
You can find me on twitter.com/000. Obviously, AppSpy is at AppSpy, Pocket Gamer at Pocket Gamer, and what else? Facebook.com/AppSpy fans. All sorts of good stuff. And make sure, if you are a new viewer, hit that follow button. It makes my tummy do all sorts of backwards flips, like I've been trying to do with these skateboarding games, but in a really, really good way, and not in a my ankles kind of a way. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
This is Peter with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.